Today, we're exploring London's newest riverside walk and public area along the Albert Embankment, which had been closed off to the public for nearly 9 years during the construction of the Thames Tidway Tunnel project. This revitalised space, reopened in May 2025, now features two interconnected public areas, Effra Quay and the Isle of Effra, along with an extended public path that reconnects the Thames path for pedestrians. The area was previously just a simple embankment wall, but the super sewer works reclaimed land from the Thames foreshore, creating about 1,000 square metres of new public space. Let's start with the Isle of Effra, a circular platform that juts out into the Thames, offering panoramic views downstream toward the Houses of Parliament and the London Eye, while being partially shadowed by the elegant arches of Vauxhall Bridge on one side. Beneath this serene structure lies critical infrastructure for London's super sewer, a deep interception chamber that captures overflow from the old Brixton storm relief sewer, the modern outlet of the lost River Effra, and diverts it into the 25-kilometre Tidway Tunnel, preventing millions of tonnes of sewage from polluting the Thames each year. The layered gardens on either side are intertidal terraces with native planting that mimic natural riverbanks, promoting biodiversity and softening the urban edge. The warning sign about the risk of discharge, which explains that while the new system vastly reduces overflows, rare heavy storms could still cause temporary releases, part of ongoing efforts to make the Thames swimmable again. You might notice the somewhat unsightly barriers or protective fencing still in place around parts of the structure in the river. These are remnants from the construction phase, likely to be removed soon as the site fully settles, but for now, they detract a bit from the otherwise polished design. From the Isle, the new public path winds along the river, blending seamlessly with the historic Albert Embankment and featuring thoughtful design elements that enhance a stroll along the river. This interesting lighting that evokes historic styles, reminiscent of the Victorian-era dolphin lamp standards found along the original embankment, with modern LED fixtures mounted on cast-iron posts to maintain a timeless London aesthetic while providing energy-efficient illumination. The sundial structure, as a subtle nod to London's rich history of public timepieces, aligning with the Thames Sundial Trail and serving as both a functional artwork and a spot for reflection amid the river's flow. Despite its prime location, this new riverside gem could easily be overlooked by those zipping by on the busy Vauxhall embankment via car, bus, or bike. Access is via a narrow, unassuming side road tucked behind the imposing MI6 building, SIS headquarters, and the neighbouring high-rise towers, making it feel like a hidden oasis rather than an obvious destination. Perfect for locals seeking a quiet escape, but perhaps needing better signage to draw in more visitors. As you walk, keep an eye out for the carved lion heads embedded in the river wall. These aren't just decorative. They hold deep historic significance tied to London's battle with the Thames. Dating back to the 19th century embankment construction by Joseph Bazalgette, these code stone lions were positioned as informal flood gauges. The old rhyme goes, "When the lions drink, London will sink," meaning if water reaches their mouths during high tides, flooding is imminent in low-lying areas like Lambeth. Though modern barriers like the Thames Barrier now provide better protection, they symbolise the city's resilient engineering heritage and remind us of past floods, such as the devastating 1928 event. Moving on to Effra Quay itself, this widened promenade area showcases innovative design that honours the site's watery past while providing practical amenities. The vent shafts, cleverly disguised as artistic columns etched with poems or inscriptions that reference the buried River Effra and London's hidden waterways, created by sculptor Richard Wentworth as part of the public art integration. The beach hut-style structure, which resembles colourful, timber-clad shelters evoking seaside vibes, offering shaded seating and a playful contrast to the urban surroundings. Other interesting features include subtle heritage motifs in the paving that trace the Effra's historic path, and open spaces designed for community events, all contributing to a sense of reclaimed nature in the heart of the city. As the new path merges with the older section of the Thames path, notice the similarity in the fencing. The mesh or railing between the path and the adjacent buildings mirrors the style along the river edge, using consistent materials like galvanized steel with subtle curves to ensure safety while maintaining an open, inviting feel that doesn't obstruct views.